We stated that this presentation is going to cover important announcements from immigration, as well as public charge rule and how new law due to COVID-19 has affected immigrant rights. So, all right, so what are we going to cover today? We're going to just do a quick announcements to talk about how there are new operation changes to immigration inside the United States, such as USCIS, Immigration Court, Border Patrol, and ICE enforcement. And also some changes that we have seen recently and that we may expect in the future with the State Department, consulates, and the embassies. And then at the very end, we're going to wrap up with public charge and talk about benefits that may be available and if that affects public charge. So, important announcements. As of March 18th, USCIS has temporarily suspended in-person services. That means interviews, fingerprints, appointments, info passes. So interviews are suspended. We cannot expect to have any interviews scheduled until this quarantine is lifted. When it comes to fingerprint appointments are important to start new applications. However, if you are applying for something such as a work permit renewal, CIS has agreed to use old fingerprints. And the other thing that is temporarily suspended is InfoPass. If you, for those of you who don't know, an InfoPass is an informal appointment that you can schedule in person at your local CIS field office. If you are interested in getting an InfoPass, you will have to wait till the quarantine is lifted. So USCIS is operating, they are working, but on a limited basis. They are accepting new applications. What I do know is that they are all working from home, but their operations have slowed down. I know that in the LA office, they're only allowing supervisors into the buildings to get files and deliver files to officers at the curb. So even though they say they are open, we can certainly expect delays. USCIS plans to begin reopening on May 4th unless extended further. And the other important thing too is that CIS is accepting electronic signatures. So if, for example, you have a case with us and you need to turn in or submit an application, you can scan your page and we can use that with immigration. Before, immigration would only accept original signatures, but they are making an exception for the time being due to COVID-19. With other stateside immigration or in-country immigration, immigration court non-detained cases have been rescheduled through May 1st. This is constantly changing. They are just posting which court is open, which are not on Twitter. But I have always and will always recommend that you call the 1-800 number listed here for any questions about when a hearing may be. ICE and immigration they say that they're focusing on public safety risks and those who are subject to mandatory detention because of criminal grounds. But we can never really know what immigration ICE is doing at any time. They have been they say one thing and do another quite frequently. So that is something to consider. And then also with the facilities, no one's allowed to visit. This is another issue that's coming about when it comes to consulates and immigration abroad. Consulates have suspended visa services. You can check on their website to see for each individual consulate what they are doing. So it really depends on the consulate where the application is, visa application is pending. But if some of you have read the news as of yesterday, the president said that he plans to sign an executive order to suspend green cards, and we imagine that is going to affect consulates first. So at this time, do not refrain from visa inquiries because they will delay a case, but this is a to be developed area, or at least we expect it to be. United States has suspended entry of foreign nationals. So no, basically anybody in the visa waiver program or who doesn't have a green card or isn't a US citizen from China, Iran, England, Ireland, and these 26 European countries listed. As I stated, it doesn't apply to citizens or green card holders. There is also exceptions for family members of USC and green card holders. If you don't have a valid visa, you can definitely expect to be impacted at the consulate. But also, even if you do have a valid visa or a green card or you're a citizen, there are these travel restrictions. So people are only allowed to enter through these limited airports. So LAX has certainly made the list, but that is a limitation to be aware of. Oh, and also we have stopped all non-essential travel from Canada and Mexico. And if you or someone you know is arriving from one of these airports, they will be subject to screening, and they will be subject to quarantine. But we don't really know how much this is being enforced on the ground. Okay, so after those important announcements, I want to start talking again about public charge. As many of you have heard about these rules that have gone into effect as of, this has been a battleground since last year, basically. But just, I want to start off this presentation by saying that if you have a green card already, this rule will not affect you. This public charge rule applies only to those who are seeking new green cards. So if you have a green card, this rule does not apply to you. If you are trying to become a citizen, this rule does not apply to you. And we will talk more about who this does apply to. But for the time being, what is a public charge? This public charge rule that's been developed is saying that basically anybody who's going to become dependent on the government for support. In the past, this has meant somebody who has been admitted for long-term care, but that definition has now changed. It's deemed to be somebody who is going to need support in the future. So, and this rule is being applied for permission to come to the United States, say on any sort of other non-immigrant visa, or to gain your green card or lawful permanent residence. Now, the other thing to know is that the public charge rule applies to inadmissibility, meaning getting a new green card, getting into the country. It does not apply if you have already been admitted. So let's say someone comes here on a tourist visa, gets married, and then has their green card. Let's say that person takes out public benefits. That would not apply to them. When I say not deportability, deportability means that, someone has come here lawfully, admitted legally, but they have done something to get deported. Now, this public charge does not make somebody deportable or removable from the United States. And the other important thing too is public charge looks to the future and not the past. Even though it accounts for current conditions or maybe conditions from the past, it is really a determination about what will happen in the future. It's like a prediction. Basically, if the government predicts that someone will become a public charge, that could be a reason to deny them a new green card. All right. Where does public charge apply? Public charge applies across the board. So there are many places where somebody can get a green card. They can get a green card through USCIS. They can get a green card through the consulate at the Department of State, or they can get a green card through immigration court through the Department of Justice. These policies apply across the board. So as of February 24th, regulations regarding public charge have gone into effect. Now, what's important to know about this effective date is that there is a lawsuit regarding public charge, and it is pending with the Supreme Court. So there is some hope that it might change, but for now they are in effect and they do apply. Now, when it comes to getting residency through immigration court, they technically apply, though regulations have not been released. Public charge does not apply to everybody. There are certain people that are exempt from this rule. So if you have a refugee status or asylum status, this does not apply to you. If an applicant for a green card is based on domestic violence or VAWA, this doesn't apply. Anybody who is applying for a green card through a U visa or a T visa, this does not apply. And same thing with TPS or temporary protected status. But this public charge rule is really narrowed down to affecting family-based immigration. So if you are a green card holder or a US citizen and you are applying for parent, spouse, child, brother and sister, if you're a US citizen, this will affect the person that you are petitioning. How does the public charge rule work? Well, first of all, I think the biggest misconception that I have seen from others is that just because somebody, for example, so many times some people have asked me, oh, I have Medi-Cal, will this affect me? No. The totality, it's not just because you've taken public benefits, you're automatically denied, and this rule just automatically applies to you. This new rule utilizes what's called the totality of the circumstances, meaning that the officer making a determination about or a decision for the visa looks into many different factors, not just the receipt of public benefits. So in order to make a forward-looking or future determination, the immigration officer or consular official will look at many different parts of an application. So let's say I am a US citizen and I am petitioning for my spouse. The official will look at the age of my spouse, his or her income and financial status, his or her health, education and skills, family status, and affidavit of support. So what does this mean? So let's say my spouse came here on a B visa or tourist visa, and this spouse is of working age, so more than 18 but less than 61. This person makes money, they have no negative health history, they have some education and skills, and let's say I have enough money on the affidavit of support, but this person takes out public benefits. All of the factors are positive, even though this person may have taken out public benefits. So it's important to consider all of the facts. And so my recommendation is that if you are considering, or if you are getting a new green card, or you are applying for somebody, a family member, to get a green card, please consult with an attorney or a representative, because this really takes an objective look of all the factors. And I would want you all to walk away with some negative factors to know. So if a person is, let's say, older than 61, petitioning for a parent is very common. If your income is low, if it is below the 125% of the federal poverty guidelines, you can find that on the Department of Health and Human Services. For two people, it's for one person, I think it's 21,000. So if it's just two people and your income's below that, that's a negative factor. Let's say this person who is getting a new green card has a health condition or doesn't have education. Those are negative factors. And I think this is the worst one of all, is they are considering English abilities. So what I think about this is really, I think this public charge rule is trying to really take aim at what is called chain migration, so bringing families here. And in my experience, this would most affect parents. So most parents, especially let's say mothers who have lived at a different time, who didn't get education, who maybe don't have English speaking abilities, who are older than 61, this will really affect them. So if you are thinking about bringing parents to this country, then I would absolutely consult with an attorney to make sure that this public charge rule isn't used against them. So not all benefits automatically trigger this rule. So there are only a few listed benefits, probably the most popular benefits, arguably, but anything else that is not mentioned in these new rules does not count. So what does count? SNAP, or food assistance, or food stamps, Section 8 housing, public housing, and Medicaid, except Medicaid for emergency services for anyone under 21 years of age and during pregnancy and for 60 days after. So there is, let's say, for example, you are a parent and you are getting a new green card, just because your child or you received Medicaid under 21 years of age, that will not be affected. So what public benefits are not considered? So what public benefits aren't considered are the ones that are not listed. And there's a whole lot of them. And these are just some of the most common: disaster relief, any local or California programs, such as I think of CAPI, child health insurance, school lunches, WIC, transportation, non-cash temporary assistance, student loans. So what you really need, if you or someone you know is applying for a new green card, what they really have to be on the lookout is for Medicaid, SNAP, and housing and Social Security benefits. Those are the ones to be concerned about. So now with public charge, because these rules have taken effect, all new applications that are subject to this public charge rule have to submit form I-944. So let's say you are petitioning for a spouse. Your spouse will need to submit this form, and it requires a lot of documentation. And honestly, this form is a big pain. So, but just to be prepared, you will need tax transcripts, 12 months of bank statements, list of assets, credit report, proof of health insurance, including coverage, any verification of public benefits received, and proof of education. So basically anything that shows proof of these factors: age, education, health, and income. Those will need to be included on the form I-944. All right, so now I want to talk about some of the changes that have begun with COVID-19 benefits and the public charge rule, what you need to know. So the bottom line is that a lot of the relief that we have seen with COVID-19, especially with the CARES Act, FFCRA, it's really inclusive for immigrants, generally speaking. I think it's very far-reaching and it's good. And the whole point of this is to spread the message to you and for you to pass it to people you know that public benefits provided for under this new COVID-19 relief should be taken advantage of by immigrants. So the CARES Act, which most of people have heard about, increases funding for the ACA, provides money to healthcare. It really extends medical coverage, especially for anything related to treating or testing for COVID-19. It does not fund treatment directly, but it does provide for workarounds for getting uninsured to get access to healthcare. All right, so other FFCRA, the Families First Coronavirus Act, so it requires health insurers to provide testing free of charge. So if you or someone you know has Medicaid or Medi-Cal or any private insurance, it needs to be covered by that insurer. The other thing that it provides is emergency paid sick leave for employees with businesses less than 500 employees, regardless of immigration status. So that means that this emergency paid sick leave is extended to all workers, regardless of immigration status. The only requirement is that you be employed and lawfully. It also provides for tax credits for self-employed individuals, no immigration status required. So let's say someone can very well have no legal immigration status in the United States, but have a tax ID number. And they too will qualify for tax credits. The immigration status is not considered. And the other big thing too is unemployment insurance. So the CARES Act extended unemployment insurance and unemployment benefits pretty broadly. And what is important here is that unemployment insurance is a earned benefit. It's not a public benefit. So as long as you can prove that you were working and you no longer have work, this is not a public benefit. So it does not apply to public charge. Really, you have earned, if you are working and you have paid taxes on your income, you have earned the right to unemployment insurance. So this will not be a negative factor for a new visa or a new adjustment or green card application. And last but not least, USCIS announced that it will neither consider testing, treatment, nor preventative care related to COVID-19 as part of public charge inadmissibility determination, even if such treatment is provided or paid for by one or more public benefits as defined by the rule. So CIS has announced leniency when it comes to any relief or any benefit obtained due to COVID-19. And I read this that it means anything that has been provided for, especially under these pieces of legislation. So again, this is and you can read the announcement here and save it if you'd like. But very important is if you are in need of public benefits, this will not affect new green card applications. So that's the main message. Get the message out, and please take advantage of anything that you can if you qualify. I also got a lot of this information from a wonderful organization called the Immigrant Legal Resource Center. They are providing up-to-date information on resources and responses. So I recommend that you maybe take a picture of this link and check it out. All of the information that I've provided to you, I got from there. And I think, yeah. So that will conclude the English portion of the this presentation, and now over to Zahra to begin the Farsi portion. All right. All right, Zahra.
Yes.
Okay.
با سلامی دوباره من به فارسی ولی به طور مختصر براتون توضیح میدم که بتونیم وقت داشته باشیم سوال جواب ها رو انجام بدیم. امروز داریم راجع به آخرین خبرها برای قوانین مهاجرتی چه در خود آمریکا چه خارج از آمریکا صحبت میکنیم. از اونجایی که میدونین سلاید 2 از next slide please. Okay. از اونجایی که میدونین از مارچ 18 مارچ به طور موقت اداره مهاجرت بسته هستش. با منظور از بسته بودنش این هستش که مردم دوستان نمیتونن برای اینترویو، برای انگشت‌نگاری، برای اگر سوالی دارن که اینفو پس بگیرن برن سوالهاشون رو جواب بگیرن، یا برای اوت سرمونی، برای قسم به اداره مهاجرت برن. الان چون که بسته هست اون کارا امکان پذیر نیستش، ولی خود کارمندهای اداره مهاجرت مشغول به کار هستن، پرونده ها رو بررسی میکنن و هر نوع اپلیکیشنی که دریافت بکنن به اونها رسیدگی میکنن و اپرووال نامشون رو، نامه دریافت رو برای دوستان در میل پست میکنن. ما هم در پارس الان ورچولی کار میکنیم، مدارک رو میگیریم با ایمیل و اپلیکیشن ها رو پر میکنیم و سیگنیچر هم همون جوری که امضاها آلیویا جان گفت، امضاها به طور ما میتونیم به کپی امضاها رو برای اداره مهاجرت بفرستیم. قراره که اداره مهاجرت 4 ماه می باز بکنه، ولی هنوز هیچی معلوم نیستش. ممکنه ادامه داشته باشه تعطیلی به خاطر ویروس کرونا، یا ممکنه 4 می باز بشه. دادگاه‌های مهاجرت هم تا اول ماه می بسته هستش. کسایی که میخوان کیساشون رو از کیساشون با خبر بشن به اون 800 نمره‌ای که توی سلاید هستش تلفن بکنن، میفهمن که چه موقعی اپایمنتشون به چه موقعی موکول شده. دوستانی که منتظر هستن برن برای امیگرانت ویزا به سفارت، به امبسی ها، به سفارت هایی مثل ترکیه، آنکارا، ارمنستان که ویزای امیگرانت ویزاشون رو بگیرن، الان سفارت هم در حال حاضر بسته هستن. باید دوستانی که میخوان خبردار بشن از کیسشون باید برن روی وبسایت سفارتخانه ببینن که در پروندهشون در چه مرحله‌ای هستش و اطلاعات کامل رو از وبسایت اونا بگیرن. Air travel restriction ها در حال حاضر سیتیزن ها و گرین کارت هولدر ها میتونن وارد خاک آمریکا بشن و حتی فامیل هاشون هم که اگر همسرشون، فرزند زیر 21 سالشون یا پدر مادرشون هم میتونه وارد بشه. دوستانی که به جز گرین کارتی ها و سیتیزن ها اگر 14 روز در مملکت هایی مثل چین و ایران و انگلند و ایرلند و 26 کشور شینگن بودن، ورودش اونها به آمریکا فعلا ساسپند هستش، ممنوع هستش. الان 13 تا از فرودگاه در آمریکا باز هستش که مسافر میاد و میره توش، که نزدیکترینش به ما لس آنجلس ایرپورت و سان فرانسیسکو ایرپورت هستش. دوستان وقتی وارد فرودگاه توی آمریکا میشن، وارد فرودگاه میشن، اون کسی که آفیسر گمرک بهشون یک ورقه میده که راجع به مشکلات سلامتی که داشتن به بیسیکلی مدیکال هیستوریشون رو باید پر بکنن و چیزی که در گذشته داشتن، چیزی که در حال داشتن. اگر آفیسرها شکی ببرن دمای بدنشون رو میگیرن و بعدش یک پکیجی بهشون میدن، یک پکیجی میدن که راجع به کووید 19 نوشته شده که دوستان مسافرهایی که وارد میشن خودشون رو ادوکییت بکنن و کسایی که وارد آمریکا میشن دستور نیست ولی رکمند میکنن که 14 روز خودشون رو تو قرنطینه نگه بدارن. حالا میرسیم به قسمت پابلیک چارج. پابلیک چارج از 24 فوریه 2020 قانون شده که کسانی که وابسته به کمک‌های دولتی هستند و یا در آینده میخوان کمک‌های دولتی دریافت کنن، اونها ممکنه مشکل پیدا کنن با گرفتن گرین کارت. Next slide. Next. این پابلیک چارج، یه چیزی دوستان میخوام بگم، این پابلیک چارج به کسایی که گرین کارت دارن، به کسایی که پناهنده وارد آمریکا شدن، به کسایی که پناهندگی در آمریکا تقاضا کردن و پناهندگیشون اپروو شده که به اونا میگن اسایلم اپروو اسایلیز، یا اون دوستایی که تحت خشونت خانوادگی قرار گرفتن و یا یو ویزا یا تی ویزا اپلای کردن، به اون دسته پابلیک چارج اثری نداره. پس دوستانی که دلشون شور میزنه میگن وای ما گرین کارت داریم، وای ما سیتیزن هستیم، پابلیک چارج به ما تعلق میگیره؟ نه، تعلق نمیگیره. ولی به افرادی که گرین کارت دارن و 180 روز بیشتر از آمریکا خارج بودن بدون پاسپورت سفید یا رینتری پرمیت، یا اینی که یه جرم جنایت خیلی بزرگی تو امریکا کردن یا خارج از آمریکا، پابلیک چارج ممکنه به اونا تعلق بگیره. Next. کی تصمیم گیرنده برای پابلیک چارج روز هستش؟ آفیسری که اینترویو میکنه که میخواد گرین کارت بده، یا در سفارت سفیری که اینترویو میکنه میخواد امیگرانت ویزا رو بده، اون تصمیم میگیره که کسی بهش پابلیک چارج تعلق میگیره یا نه. بعد اون چیزایی که باعث میشه که آفیسرها فکر کنن رد فلگ ها بیسیکلی این هستش که اگر یه نفر زیر سن 18 سال باشه یا بالای 61 سال، اگر یک نفر درآمدش کمتر از درآمد خط فقر باشه، یا اینی که از تندرستی، یا اگر سالم نباشه، مریضی خیلی شدید داشته باشه، یا تحصیلاتش کم باشه، یا زبان انگلیسی بلد نباشه، اونها جزو پابلیک چارج به حساب میان. زبان انگلیسی هم دوستان خیلی در حال حاضر مهمه، نه تنها برای پابلیک چارج بلکه برای سیتیزنشیپ. دوستانی که تصمیم دارن اپلیکیشن N400 خودشون، اپلیکیشن سیتیزنشیپ خودشون رو پر کنن، باید بیسیک انگلیسی رو بلد باشن. الان روندی که ما داریم میبینیم کسایی که انگلیسیشون ضعیف هستش، مشکل براشون ایجاد میشه برای سیتیزن شدنشون. پس انگلیسی نه تنها به پابلیک چارج بلکه برای سیتیزنشیپ هم الان خیلی مهم هستش. چه بنفیت هایی از پابلیک چارج حساب میشه؟ کسایی که کوپان غذایی میگیرن، کسایی که سکشن 8 هاوسینگ رو زندگی میکنن و خونه های دولتی رو استفاده میکنن، اونها پابلیک چارج هستش. ولی مدیکید اگزمپت اونایی که امرجنسی میگیرن یا basically Medicaid it's okay. ولی فود استمپ و سکشن 8 هاوسینگ و پابلیک هاوسینگ اینها کانسیدر میشه از بنفیت پابلیک چارج. من همه اینا رو نمیگم برای اینکه رو سلاید هستش، ولی یک سوالی که همه دوستان میپرسن، میگم ما فاینانشیال اید میگیریم، آیا فاینانشیال اید کانسیدر از پابلیک چارج؟ نه. financial aid is okay. دوستایی که لو اینکام هستن و یه پروگرامایی برای برق هستش، برای آب و گاز که مجبور نیستن یه تخفیفی رو میگیرن که بهش میگن care برای یا انرژی اسیستنس یا این چیزا، اینا هیچ اشکالی نداره. یا اینه که اگر تکس ریترن میگیرن پولی بهشون برمیگرده، اونام هیچ اشکالی نداره. بیشترین سوال رو دوستان میپرسن واسه فاینانشیال اید که فاینانشیال اید اصلا اشکال نداره. next بعد next slide. خب حالا راجع به COVID-19 benefits and public charge rules من خیلی خلاصه بهتون میگم، به خاطر اینه که میخوام خیال همه دوستان رو راحت بکنم. این سر این کرونا ویروس که به وجود اومده، گاورمنت داره کمک‌های مادی میکنه و بعدش برای دوستانی که بیمه ندارن یا اینی که unemployed هستن کمک میکنه. دوستان این کمکی که الان تو این موقعیت، تو این شرایط سخت دولت به مردم داره میکنه، هیچ جوره به امیگریشن شما صدمه‌ای نداره. دوستانی که مثلا $75,000 یا کمتر در میارن و چک $1,200 رو یا تو حسابشون دریافت کردن یا توی میل باکسشون دریافت کردن، اصلا اشکال نداره. اون نه پابلیک چارج هست نه چیزی، اون یک کمک دولتی هستش که دولت تو این موقع شرایط سخت داره به مردمش میکنه. من در این حد راجع به کووید-19 یا کرز و اینا حرف میزنم، برای اینکه ساعت 6 یه نفر دیگه به نام خانم آنا پناهی راجع به تمام این برنامه صحبت خواهد کرد. ما میریم سوال جواب ها رو باز میکنیم که میدونم ممکنه دوستان خیلی سوال داشته باشن و ما در خدمتشون هستیم. علی جان سوال جواب رو باز کن. اگه دوستانی سوال دارن خواهشاً تو چت باکس سوالاشون رو تایپ کنن ما جواب بدیم.
سلام از همگی بخیر. من علیرضا هستم. لطفا کنید اگه سوالی دارید و میخواین سوال به صورت صوتی مطرح کنید، توی قسمت چت اسمتون رو بنویسید و بعد من میکروفون شما رو از حالت میوت در میارم که بتونید صحبت کنید. لطفا نفر اول خانم فرزانه، من شما رو میذارم که بتونید صحبت کنید.
من صدا ندارم.
خانم فرهناز، صدای من شما دارید؟ خانم فرهناز، صدای منو دارید؟ الان میتونید صحبت کنید. اوکی، ظاهراً حالا یه مشکلی احتمالاً با میکروفونتون دارن. اجازه بدید من نفر دوم آقای مجید، اسمتون رو به صورت یکم، چون دوستان زیاد توی روم هستن یکم سخته. یه مقدار مثل که مشکل داریم. لطف کنید سوالاتون رو میتونید تو همون قسمت تکست مسیج بنویسید. تو قسمت چت میتونید اونجا سوالاتون رو بنویسید.
علیرضا جان،
بله.
آقای مجید گلبرگ سوالش رو دارن، میتونم
اوکی،
بپرسم؟
اوکی. یه لحظه، من مجید گلبرگ. خب آقای من ترای میکنم.
بله سلام، الان آن میوت شد. سلام.
اوکی، بله بفرمایید. خواهش میکنم سوالتون.
سلام خانم زهرا، ممنون از زحماتتون و اطلاعات کاملتون که چه در پارس و چه در اینجا به همه کمک میکنید. من با توجه به اینکه مدارکم فرستادم و پسرم فرستاده، برای پسرم نامه اومد که فعلا آفیس بسته است، ما به شما اطلاع میدیم. برای من هنوز نامه نیومده. میخواستم ببینم طبق گفته شما تا 4 می ما باید منتظر باشیم که دوباره نامه نگاری بشه.
بله، فعلا تا 4 می آقای گلبرگ، بعد ممکنه اکستند بشه، ممکنه هم نشه، ولی الان تمام اینترویو ها استاپ شده به خاطر این موضوع، به خاطر اینکه USCIS بسته هستش برای پابلیک.
بله خیلی ممنونم، تشکر از
خواهش می‌کنم.
زحماتتون، روز خوبی داشته
شما هم همینطور. خداحافظ.
باشید.
سوال بعدی.
خانم راهله بفرمایید شما. خانم راهله صدای منو دارید؟
I see Shadi has a question.
اوکی. بذارید من
Shadi?
سلام به همگی و ممنون از شما و همکارانتون در پارس. این پابلیک شارژ که می‌فرمایین این شامل حال کسانی که در حال حاضر گرین کارت دارن، اینطور که من متوجه شدم نمیشه، درسته؟
درسته، بله.
اگر بخوان برای سیتیزنی اقدام بکنن که
فعلا شامل گرین کارت یا سیتیزنی ها نمیشه، ولی ما در آینده هیچ نمیتونیم بهتون چیزی رو تضمین کنیم، همینی که برنامه امیگریشن همش در حال تغییره. فعلا هیچ ضرری برای کسایی که میخوان یا سیتیزن بشن یا سیتیزن هستن نداره.
متشکرم، ممنون.
خواهش می‌کنم، قربانتون.
زنده باشید. تشکر.
یه خانم راهله زاهدی یه سوالی داشتن که میگن من پارت تایمم، unemployment چی میشه؟ خانم زاهدی، unemployment رو لطف کنین ساعت 6 شما برنامه ما رو فالو بکنین و اونجا بهتون راجع به unemployment اینا صحبت خواهند کرد.
شما بفرمایید الان.
بله، سلام، وقت شما بخیر باشه. سوالی که داشتم برای پر کردن اولین مرحله سیتیزنشیپ هستش. تا جایی که متوجه شدم فرمی رو اشاره کردن به نام فرم N400. ما این فرم N400 رو به قولی اگر که بگیریم و پر کنیم، برای ریویو کردنش میتونیم از شما کمک، از مرکز پارس کمک بگیریم، برای اینکه مثلا حالا چون میدونید مثلا سوالا رو که مطرح میکنم. بله.
اوکی، بذارین خانم نرگس، ما ورچوالی داریم کار انجام میدیم. شما میتونین یا خودتون بگیرین اون فرم رو پر کنین، ولی اگر خواستین میتونین با مرکز ما تماس بگیرین. شماره رو ما پست میکنیم روی همین پاورپوینت، میتونین تماس بگیرین با یکی از ماها، وقت بگیرین. ما یه کوئسشنر هست که براتون میفرستیم، اون کوئسشنر رو پر میکنین و ما به عنوان کسی که شما رو ریپرزنت میکنیم فرمتون رو پر میکنیم و میفرستیم به اداره مهاجرت. ولی اگر خواستین خودتون هم انجام بدین میتونین و اگه سوالی داشتین با ما تماس بگیرین.
I see a question from Asal asking if we know if the